What's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is JV at TV. Check this story out, guys. This happened in Oakland, California, where ex-police officer was getting robbed at gunpoint, and the unthinkable happened, and it's crazy. Let's get to the story.
Begging for help. For the first time on TV, we are hearing from the retired Oakland police captain who survived 22 gunshot wounds during a robbery. Ursi Joyner was filling up his car with gas in West Oakland back in October when he was surrounded by a group of men who demanded his jewelry and cash, but this was no ordinary holdup.
It all went sideways, with one of the suspects ending up dead. Now Joyner is sharing how all of this went down. KTVU's Andre Sr. here now with the exclusive interview. Andre?
Alex and Julie, it's not every day you get to hear from someone who was riddled with bullet holes but lived to tell the tale. And Joyner didn't just survive that shootout. He says he is nearly back to 100% after that tragic day.
I've always thought that I was invincible. I got humbled and humanized on that day on October 21st, that's for sure.
For the first time on television, retired Oakland police captain Ursi Joyner is recounting the day his life nearly ended.
Torso, hips, legs, ankles. I was even shot in my big toe.
Damn.
It was an ordinary Thursday, and Joyner was heading to the airport to catch a flight. With a pit stop at the Chevron gas station along the 1700 block of Castro Street, just off 980, a service station he's used countless times. As a former law enforcement officer, Joyner's trained to have his head on a swivel. But last October 21st, he said life got in the way and he made a near fatal mistake.
This particular day, I was so engrossed with everything else I had going on, staring at my phone. I didn't even see the car pull into the gas station.
Surveillance video shows the encounter that took place in just 1 minute. 3 men with guns, one in a red hoodie, 2 others disguised in black hoodies, all wearing ski masks, rushed Joyner.
And by the time I looked up, a young man with a hood on, a full face mask, and a gun in his hand was less than 12 inches away from me, telling me, "You know what time it is, give me everything." The firearm pointed right.
For the first time with a television news crew, Joyner allowed us to accompany him back to the scene. You haven't come back to get gas here?
Nah.
I wouldn't
I got
either.
off the freeway. I pulled into the entrance right here, drove in, turned, parked right here at pump 1.
Sprightly walking around the gas pump where he was shot and showing no signs his body was riddled with 22 bullet holes just 3 months ago.
My first inclination, my first thought was, how did I let this happen?
He recounted to us in striking detail every vivid moment.
The first guy came up to me. I believe he might have actually came around all the way there. The second guy came through the pumps here, grabbed my necklace.
He says when the man tried to rip his necklace from his neck, he calmly offered to give it to them, along with the bracelet on his right hand and the watch on his left. The men rifled through Joyner's pockets, narrowly missing a concealed gun holstered in his waist. Calmly offering his belongings, he said, seemed to be working, but their demeanor changed when they could not find more valuables in his vehicle.
My mind immediately went to being tactical. How do I deal with the situation? What's the best course of action? And how do I survive?
And at that moment, the former police captain, who'd retired from the Oakland Police Department just 2 years earlier and had never been shot on duty, said he knew he'd have to fight if he had any chance of surviving.
I can distinctly hear his voice say, "That shoot him and take the whole truck."
Pulling his gun and firing first at the man in the red hoodie who took off running.
And I realized to myself that I was possibly going to be a victim of gunfire, but I recognized to myself that I refused to be a victim, that I was going to be a survivor.
Then he shoots at another man in a black hoodie. We'd later learn that was 20-year-old Dasani Gardner, a rapper from Vallejo. Concerned the third man would circle back, he pressed forward to the other side of the pump.
He's standing with the car for cover and concealment. I'm standing in the open with nothing. We start exchanging gunfire. I'm hit multiple times.
You see Joyner fall to the ground while continuing to fire and even manages to get up. But while seeking refuge behind the gas pump, he trips over the gas hose.
I was hit in my left hand as I was shooting towards him, and it felt like I didn't get shot. It felt like I had licked my finger and stuck it into a light socket.
The other man in the black hoodie peeks out from behind and continues shooting at Joyner.
Well, he's shooting at me. I'm actually pointing my gun that's empty at him in hopes that he doesn't come up, shoot me in the face, and execute me.
A move that seems to work. The gunman stops shooting and tries to pull his companion's body into the waiting getaway car before abandoning that plan, leaving Gardner's body and escaping in the waiting vehicle. Laying on the ground, his body filled with bullets, one might wonder how Joyner was able to keep fighting even after suffering so much trauma.
Throughout the whole situation, the moment that this robbery started, I became hypersensitive. The adrenaline was at an all-time high.
But this story is far from over. That's because Joyner is still on the ground. His legs, thighs, and back are covered in bullet holes. He's losing blood and begging witnesses for help.
When I look up, there's probably 5 people over here who were over the top of me videotaping. There's also people who are standing here behind me that I can feel and can't see.
Instead of calling for help, he says people around him were recording video of his suffering on their cell phones.
I never once heard anyone call 911. I never heard any of the 7 people actually give any information.
What he didn't know, though, was that OPD was indeed alerted to the gunfire and rushed to the scene to help. Officers threw him in the back of a police cruiser and rushed him to the hospital.
It's a situation that was very traumatic for me. I talk about it not from a position of, I can't believe this happened to me. I talk about it from a position of, I want to glorify God and His greatness and His grace that I survived that. But more importantly, I want to make sure that people know that you have to fight for your life. You cannot just be a victim, you have to be a survivor.
We, of course, know that Joyner miraculously survived what very likely could have been a deadly encounter. But the question tonight, how? Remember, he says no one called 911. He credits a piece of technology called ShotSpotter with saving his life by alerting police. But the story of how that happened actually goes back a decade, and one that some might consider stranger than fiction. It starts when they met through their daughters. Had they never met, Joyner and Clark, the man you see there, Joyner may not be alive today. Tomorrow night at 10, we continue our exclusive report with that part of the story. Alex, back to you.
Man, what a crazy story that is. You telling me, man, you got shot 22 times and still survived. Man, that's it right there. God was definitely on his side, because most of the time people get shot 1 or even twice or 3, whatever, and you end up passing away. You see, the first dude he let out, he gave 1 round to, shot the dude, I don't know, he seemed like shot him in the head or something like that. And that dude passed out instantly, hit the ground, was gone. I think he was ex-rapper or whatever he was. The dude with the red shirt got shot first. And you see he ran around. He even left one of his shoes. He ran so fast one of his shoes came off and jumped in the getaway car. He never came back. So it must have been 4 people. 1 was driving and then 3 guys that came out trying to rob him. I don't understand it, man, when you guys think it's okay to do this type of thing, because you don't know who's ready for you. You know, you don't know who's ready. And it sucks, man. One of the worst places to get robbed is probably at a gas station, because pretty much nobody's going to be there trying to help you, really, because most people don't carry anyway. Especially in a state like California, a lot of people don't carry. They can't, because the laws in California already sucks. It's a horrible state to me, you know. And just living in different other states that are allowed to carry, then most people don't get robbed like this that quick at the gas station. You really hear it a lot here. But when you see at a place like in California where the guns laws are so strong to where you barely can even carry a gun, you got to go through so many crap to go through to at least get a gun. But the crazy thing, criminals running around with guns, they're allowed to have it. You know what I'm saying? There's no law against them. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about the law, because they're not allowed by the census anyway. But he was able to let a few grounds out to get them guys, so they was able to leave him alone. Even though he got shot 22 times, he still survived all of this. Instead of the one dude that got hit 1 time, didn't make it at all. Listen, you never know who's carrying. And I think everybody should be carrying, because the criminals are able to carry. They don't care about you. They don't care about your life. They don't care if you have families or not. They're willing to take your life for a piece of jewelry or some cash. And that dude that passed, you see what happened to him. Grew wings and he was gone. He lucky to run with the red shirt, lucky. I don't understand a state like that that's just going through this crap over and over. It's a horrible state to me, because I don't want to say the whole state, but them cities like especially Oakland, LA, and them places like that. So, damn. I'm so proud of Joyner, man. he was able to escape this and he made it out alive. He didn't have to worry about him passing, man. His family had to worry about, you know what I'm saying, finding out how they're going to pay for his funeral and anything. Now, the other dude that got killed, they got to worry about that stuff. It's sad to say, but these young men, man, are doing the craziest things out here and they think it's okay. And then when something happened to them, everybody's like, oh man, F the cops. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's them that did it. Da, 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 da. But they went out there to do the crime and look what happened to him. Just like that, your life was gone. He was I think he was like, what, 22 years old? Just like that, life is gone. And one of his friends was trying to drag him. I guess they probably knew he was gone because he could see there was no life in him. So they let him go. They left him. I don't know what kind of gun he got shot with. Maybe it could have been 22, whatever. But damn, he was able to survive 22 shots. And I'm happy for him. He was able to make it too. And the crazy thing, people are out there just recording. No one calling 911. That's the problem, man. Everybody's waiting for fights, right? People are actually waiting for fights. They're not. I'm telling you, they're not calling nothing. They don't call the cops or nothing. They just there watching. And look how close they was to him, seeing him, he losing blood. No one called 911. If it wasn't shot fired, what's it called? What is it called? Shot fired. That thing. I don't know if they even have it down here. Whatever. Shot spider. My bad. Shot spider. Spotter. If it wasn't for that, he probably wouldn't make it. Look at them. The Oakland cops was already heading there, and they found him and we rushed him to the hospital, put him in the car, and it was gone. Everybody was recording. No one was trying to call the cops. Everybody waiting. Oh, let me go live on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. Yeah, let me record this. Look, this guy got shot and a few guys got away. They took his stuff and they got away. But there's one guy up here that's dead in the middle of the floor, gone. Damn, sad, man. The culture is crazy. The culture is sad. And it's, we doing that. My people's doing it. Sad, man. I want to say my people's because I'm just saying the color of my skin is who's me to pretty much doing this crime like this. Sad. I'm telling you it is. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, let me know in the comment what you guys think. Peace out.